Mark and Will, yeah, yeah. Mark and Will, yeah, yeah.
It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Monday through Friday, player. Watch it while you on the go. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Catch them at 8 p.m. They gon' tell you what they know. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Monday through Friday, player. Watch it while you on the go. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Catch them at 8 p.m. They gon' tell you what they know.
It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show.
What's going on, people? Welcome to the Mark and Will Show. Yours truly, Will, is in the building. And Dondi, what's going on, my brother?
What's going on? What's going on?
How was the day, man? How was work and everything, man?
Man, another hard day at work, cold one. Just happy to be close to the weekend.
I know that's right. They saying they get ready to try to blizzard us and got everybody going to the grocery store and different stuff like that, man, So I had to make sure I picked up something just in case. I didn't want to be silly with it, that kind of stuff. But hey, if you guys missed last night's show, shame on you. That was a great show, man. We had fun with it. Dondi, myself, and Twan got you guys together, get you ready for the NFL, all that kind of good stuff like that. It was real fun, man, and really appreciate everybody, all the support. And speaking of that, where you going to find us at, pretty much at Mark and Will Show, everything, X, I always say Twitter, I'm still going to say Twitter, X, Facebook, TikTok, you don't stop, Instagram, YouTube, all that stuff, man. We got the Players Club, which is really with the high school and stuff like that. So we over 10,000 strong people with that. On the Mothership, which is the Facebook page, which you on right now, you got to go ahead and check that out because that's over 11,000 followers on that. And actually, I got a little goodie for you guys because tonight it's not just on YouTube. We on YouTube, we on X, and we on Facebook. So we on the three things. We give you a little bit something extra tonight. We normally don't do that, but we got a good one tonight. We got somebody that people need to know about, a program you need to know about. So we definitely going to open up the floodgates, and so that's what we did. So please make sure you comment, all that kind of stuff like that. And also, when we do the interviews, sometimes we get caught up in that, so we don't get those comments, but hey, we're not ignoring you on purpose. But please, like I said, YouTube, all that kind of stuff. Follow, like, and subscribe. And we're going to get the ball rolling. Let's get it rolling. Let's get it. Tonight, we have Coach Alexander, W.E.B. DuBois, head basketball coach in the building. What's going on, Coach?
How's it going?
Hey, it's going well, man, because everybody been loving it. When we posted, we're gonna have you on here, man. I mean, you doing some good things, so everybody wants to see this interview. So we're gonna find out about them, man. You rocking and rolling. So look, let me ask you this. Let's get a little synopsis on the season so far. So how's it going so far for you guys?
Guys are going well. We're our varsity guys are 11-4 right now. Like I said, we did our goal. Our first goal was we wanted to get the same or more wins than we did last year. Last year, we went 8-16 in our first inaugural season. We're already at 11-4. So our goal now, we want to be around that 16 to 20 win range. And we have an opportunity if we continue to play defense and play together. Guys have really bought in. We're having fun with basketball. They're working hard to come into the gym every day. So it's a coach's dream.
Coach, what is your style of play?
My style of play is defense, offensive execution, and getting out in transition. We want to use our defense to get into offense, run the lanes, get easy buckets, and then if a defense is set, then we can run our plays. I'm real big on our guys preparing for college. So just running and gunning and just quote-unquote hooping is not going to prepare them for the next level. So I'm real big on skill development and teaching. I don't want to draw up a play and then you don't know what to do once you get the ball. So right now we're in that part of the season where our system's in. We just want to skill develop. Make sure we're getting our ball handling better and getting a lot of shots up and knowing how to make plays when we're open.
So how hard was it though? Let's go back. Let's go back memory lane. Last year, inaugural season. How was that getting the guys together and being like, hey, we're building this foundation. Let's do what we need to do, and we're gonna take care of business. And what was the makeup of the team as far as like class wise?
Well, last year once again was a challenge. When I took over the program, we had once again we still don't have any transfers. So guys that have been in the WB DuBois middle school and decided to stay in the high school. Last year I started 3 8th graders and 2 freshmen. Those 8th graders really they went through a lot. They played 60 plus games, and when I mean they're playing the 8th grade season, they're playing a freshman season, and they're playing varsity. It was really took a lot of toll on those guys, but they balled in. Those freshmen and even the sophomores that I had. I think in varsity I only had 3 sophomores out of a 12-man roster.
Wow.
So the freshmen and the 8th graders were getting beat up. They were getting challenged. And I told them, I said, if we get past this season mentally tough, you guys are not disliking basketball and your mentality's messed up, we're going to be fine. So that's where we are right now. They're walking into these varsity games and they know it. They're like, this is not bigger than us. It's not the jersey doesn't mean anything. We did this. So let's continue to just play basketball.
So, you know, because we was talking about football with Coach Durant and stuff like that, being a new coach. So like, what's the home court for you guys?
We don't have one. This is year 2. Last year, 24 away games. This year, we got 30 away games. We'll play one home game, quote unquote home. It'll be our homecoming that we'll play against Iroquois on February 9th, but we're using Male's gym. We like once again the middle school gym that we have is too small for our high schoolers. I had to make sure I used some built relationships at Canaan Church. Dr. Walter Malone allowed us to use their gym for our practice facility. So it's longer, it's wider, because there's no way I could have got those guys in shape to get ready for a high school floor on that middle school floor. So allowing us to do that, we just roll Warriors. We're understanding it's just basketball. We're going to play away gyms, and then we're just going to put our head down and play the game of basketball that we work hard for.
That's tough. That's mental toughness right there, because that's built in. Like, you know, like you said, no home. What is the projection? When is that going to happen?
As of right now, talking with my athletic director, said March is supposed to be the day. They're working on it. They've met. We got the blueprints. They know the location, so they're supposed to start breaking ground in March. That's what we want to make sure we have everything built on, because we have a really good team. We want to make sure the guys are staying together. We have a really good middle school program with me being over the middle school and the high school. It's all about building for the future. Guys are running the same stuff that we do in the high school. We got 8th graders and 7th graders that's playing up in the high school. So we want to just make sure they're comfortable. You go to another high school, you got to learn new coaches. You got to learn a brand new system. You don't know where you fit in. If you're in the middle school, there's going to be a lot of you're comfortable with what the high school's running because you've been running in the middle school. You're comfortable with the coaches. So it just makes it an easier transition, just like the counties do. A lot of the counties, those kids have been together for 4, 5, 6 years, and they're going to the state tournament because they know each other. They're not thinking on the court, and the system's not new. So that's what that was the goal with my middle school coaches and in high school, is to make sure these guys are getting comfortable. They're playing the game of basketball, and they're not thinking out there. And the longer we keep those core guys together, we can be successful.
Coach, I know you got a lot of, I did my little research on you, know what I'm saying? And I know you got a lot of stuff and a lot of hands in the pans, different stuff that you do. But
Yes,
you hit on something that is really great, because about that you're overseeing the middle school and, of course, the high school. You know, how has that helped you? Because that's a different ball of wax, like you said. Definitely, you having a lot of middle school, like in football, they definitely do that a lot. You know what I'm saying? So, and then that's something that it's probably take a little bit more time and things like that. I know you got coaches in place. So, how has that got you? Because I know you've been at other places, and I'm pretty sure you didn't have to do that. So, how has that been?
Like I said, last year, I had fun. Guys always told me, man, Coach, you never take a break. But I love the game of basketball. I'm a basketball guy. But it is overwhelming. Like I said, making sure getting into the middle school, that they know what I want my system to be and what I want the middle school guys to know. I still give my middle school coaches freedom to add certain stuff that they want as well. But if our goal is to retain those guys, I need to make sure they're on the same page with the high school. So when they quote unquote get their call up, they're not thinking. They can just come up and they can play freely, because my calls are the same calls they get in the middle school. And then I actually have to pull some of those middle school guys to come and practice in the high school a couple days a week too, just so they can get a feel for our coaches, the different expectation, also to get challenged too. You're playing against older guys in practice every day, and it's gonna make you better. I've sat down with my middle school and my high school coaches. It's certain days like right now that on Thursdays I don't drive the activity bus home for the guys, because that's when our middle school games are. So I need to make sure I'm there to show the face to my 6th, 7th, and 8th graders that, yeah, these other coaches are going to come to recruit you, but I'm in practices, I'm in the jamborees, I'm coming to your games, and I'm also there as well, showing my face, showing that I'm invested in the middle school. I want you guys to stay as much as other programs want you to leave. So it's been a lot. Just make sure my coaches are on the same page. When sometimes I have to leave out earlier, I have my high school coaches that are step in and finish up practice in the high school, because they understand the ultimate goal is to retain. And that's what last year was challenging about, is I didn't go out. It was other guys that wanted to come into school. I didn't take them. My ultimate goal was to retain that 8th grade group. And I was able to retain our starting 5. And then also some other guys had stayed as well that were in the program. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy the guys decided to trust in me, trust in our coaches, future of the boys.
And I know you said that when and I know you said something about no transfer and stuff like that. Is that gonna be in the is it a rule that you can't have it like that, or
No, sir. Nah. Like I said, first year was all about retaining. Everybody,
Right.
like you said, with the football, have pulled from my kids. I wanted to make sure that 8th grade group only lost one game last year. Like our middle school killed. 6th graders won state. They went undefeated. 7th graders Final Four. 8th graders Final Four, only lost one game. I was all focused on retaining. This year I've had conversations with certain guys. We can get guys into the high school. People don't understand that that you don't have to be in the boys' middle from 6th grade. You can come in to the high school. And I've had conversations with certain people that thinking about coming over to add with our program in the future. Excuse me. But it wasn't my focus last year. Last year was retaining, keeping the guys that I had, making sure they're moving over into the focus point. And then this year I'll worry about if other guys want to look in to being a part of the brotherhood.
Right. Make sure you guys subscribe, follow. We got Coach Alexander, WEB DuBois, head basketball coach on here, giving us the 411 on the program, the Lions.
Yes,
And AD, Farmer, you better take care of your big bro right here. And the mayor who's been on the show, he's part of the show. He's a family. He said he's been waiting on this interview for a long time. He has been on me nonstop. Love, bro, I got him on here. We're going to go ahead and rock and roll. Now we're going to go ahead and turn it on to you. We're going to go ahead and get to, know about Coach Alexander. So I'm gonna start it off, you know what I'm saying? So, Coach, what inspired you to start coaching?
Great question. First, it was just with me getting into education. I played basketball in college. I went to JUCO for 2 years, and then I went to Division II in West Virginia for 2 years. And I had a friend of mine, Trent Finley, who we graduated from Male together, and he said, "Man, I'm starting a basketball team." Yes, sir.
Time out. You
Yes,
a Bulldog?
Yeah, I graduated in 2000.
What's up, little bro? I'm 92. What's up, bro? And man, I tell you, I would have had the legacy playing for you, man. I apologize. I didn't do that much work. Oh man, now I'm kind of hurt, bro. I kind of when this ends, the legacy would be played because you part of the male Bulldog family. Even though you take care of business, my fault, brother. Go ahead and rock with me.
You fine. Like I said, me and Farmer talk about it all the time. We know the expectation, and that's why we're pushing so hard for WB DuBois. But yeah, so Trent Finley, like I said, we went to Male together. He graduated in 99. I was in 2000. He said, "Man, I'm starting a church league. I got my son on there and some other guys, man. I want you to come to help out." I did that for him with a year, man. Loved it as an assistant. Then took on another job through Canaan and took my own team and started getting into it and said, man, this is fun. I love it. Went into middle school and coached the sixth grade at Westport Middle for 2 years. And then my cousin, McQuell Coleman, who's the head coach at Manual, he was like, man, when I get my head coaching job, man, I need you to come over and work with my guards. And that just catapulted everything. Just the love of basketball, wanting to give back, getting into training. And then, like I said, with being in education, with teaching and coaching run hand to hand. So I'm just loving it.
What's up, Trent? Shout out to Trent. Superstar, big time. What's going on?
Well, all right, Coach. Let's throw another question at you. What's your
Yes, sir.
favorite drill to run in practice?
That's great. I would say drill wise, I love first starting out with just 3-on-2, 2-on-1s, just because we talk about we get defensive rebounds, and I want to make sure guys are running the lane, that's getting transition. I would say I'm 50-50 when it comes to calling plays. I want guys to get freedom to space and play at time as well. But if I see a mismatch, I want to execute. And a lot of times in our games this year, because our guys have been in shape, running our 17s and staying in shape and 3-on-2, 2-on-1s, that we've expanded our leads because we've gotten rebounds and we've been out and running, not really executing sets or anything like that. So 3-on-2, 2-on-1, like I said, it's a basic drill, but it's really just teaching guys how to make simple plays, getting the transition and getting easy buckets. And then my other one I would say is probably the second favorite is our 5-5-5 drill, 15 guys on, and we're working on executing half court. You take the transition away, guys are getting back. Can you execute using either our motion offense, our quick hitters, to get a bucket? So that would say the main two that I love.
So check this out, and you hit it. So I'm gonna go ahead and rearrange this question because you guys have been taking care of business. But how does it feel if you when you call the play and your guys execute that to a T and it works out for you? How does that feel?
Man, it feels great. My assistant coaches, they'll say it, and I've been happy about it because we're used to getting good shots when our guys execute when it comes to offensively. Even last year, when we were 8-16, our last 3 games, we lost to 20-win teams by 1 point. So we got better even through last year and had an opportunity to have a double-digit win season. But that's what teams saw. If you just let them bring the ball up and you let us execute, we're going to get a good shot every single time. So they had, we were getting pressured a lot. And that's how, if we pressured and we turned it over, then that's how other teams beat us last year. And this year, our guys are not getting pressured. They're handling it because they're like, this is what I'm used to. I'm going to throw middle, I'm going to throw opposite, and I'm going to look to be aggressive. They learn from that. But that was the game plan last year. Teams would say, you pressure them, you turn them over, don't let them run their stuff. You let them run their stuff, we're going to get some good stuff. So now it feels great because the guys are buying in. They're seeing that they're getting those open looks. And then they're understanding that the system does work.
Good stuff.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. So by you bringing up last year's, team and getting close to that win right there by losing at 1 point. So how did you have to really go to the team after losing a big game like that?
One thing I told them is all about getting better. All last year was about getting better. We knew we wasn't going to go 15 and 20 wins and stuff like that with starting 3 8th graders and 2 freshmen. I gave those guys truly freedom to just compete. Like, whatever move you're doing in middle school and you're doing in freshman, I need you to do it against these varsity guys. Don't worry about the outcome. If your brother's open, pass from the ball. If you got an open shot, shoot it. Like, I need you guys playing free because we're going to get to the offseason and we're going to get stronger. You guys are going to get more mentally tough. You're going to get more athletic. But I don't need you playing scared. If you're playing scared, you got to sit with me. So that's how it really was. Play free, compete. If you're not competing, I'm going to tell you about it. Once again, I'm one of the coaches. I'm going to praise you. I'm going to give you all the praise, but I'm going to tell you about it because I want you to be your best. And I think that's what coaching is. If you have a coach that's not correcting, I don't believe they're coaching because anyone can tell a kid how great they are. Can you make them better? Can you help them correct their mistakes? And can you help them fight through that adversity? So that's really what it was about. Play free, compete, attack, be aggressive. And then this year, the focal point has been, okay, guys, we were aggressive. We attacked. Our shooting percentages were down. Our turnovers is high. Now we're focusing on this year, better shots, trusting your brother. It's not a shot clock right now, so let's get the best shot, and then let's make more shots. So that's what's been the focal point this year, and we've been making more shots.
So, we know you rocking and rolling. You get you. What do you do to unwind? What kind of hobbies and stuff do you like to do to? And you might because I know you're doing 24/7 basketball, but what do you do?
Oh man, unwind. I would say spend time with my son outside of basketball. With me coaching him, being a teacher, being in the same building, try to disconnect from that and do stuff that's not basketball related, father son stuff. Besides that, watching more basketball, more film. I'll watch some TV. Might get on the Xbox from time to time if it's not great. Like downtime, be at home. Um, Listen to audio books. Big in real estate. Working on getting more real estate properties and teaching our guys and spending time with just our guys outside of basketball. Like we done some team building activities going into the Pacers game. We got a chance to practice on the Pacer court this year, which was a great for the guys. We had an opportunity as well to we're doing another team building activity that we're gonna go to Dave and Buster's and just have some fun. Allow those guys. Main event is what we did last year. We may do main event again this year, but we're gonna yell at you guys. We're gonna motivate you. Let's just have fun. Let's team build. Let's communicate. Let's laugh. Let's joke. Stuff like that. So spend time with all my sons that I coach at WB DuBois.
You didn't take them down to Dallas with you?
Man, I didn't. I wish we can get there. I tell you, man. If
All
we
right,
can get
all right. It's two
but
things.
still, Dallas fans, they can be hating, man. I don't need them there hating, man.
Wait a minute. When I was going through and I said, "Oh man, he's a Dallas fan like me. We gonna rock and roll. We gonna rock and roll." Then it comes back. Now he's a Bulldog too. Oh
Yeah.
man, come on, bro. Yeah, I saw that. Nice pictures, man.
It's crazy. I talked to my mom and she was like, one of them, I watch it. One of them, man, he's a Dallas fan, so that's a good thing about it. But yeah, they've been giving me the business since we lost that last game. But
It is what it is, man. That's okay. We'll talk about that another time. You know what I'm saying? But you're absolutely right. But no, that's good stuff.
It was funny to me because I was told not to bring up Dallas because Coach Alexander's a Dallas Cowboy fan.
hey, that's how they die hard. Well, that's
Who told you? Wait a minute. Who told you that?
Man.
My guy Sean at work who played for him, so he was like, "Do not bring up Dallas because he's a Dallas Cowboy fan."
My guys know that my guys know. Like I was able.
And that's good though.
Yep.
But see, me being a Cowboy fan, I could do it. You know what I'm saying? We didn't need that because you'd have been rubbing it in because y'all trying to take care of business, Dondi. That's all it was.
Look, we say we dish it out, man. We can take it too. So
Yeah.
Right.
It's rough.
All right, Coach. So, as in the young basketball players coming up to these days, what kind of advice would you have for them who's trying to make it to college?
With me being once again a director, so I'm a director of Kentucky Hoop Dreams AAU. So getting a chance to mesh my connections with AAU to DuBois and newer guys coming up. One thing is love the game of basketball. Like you have to be a gym rat. You have to be a gym rat, and you got to understand that if the best, the pros, the LeBron James, those guys have a trainer, they have a coach to help correct them, then you should be coachable in the middle school and in high school. And sometime in the day and age in the transfer portal, that's in high school, it's also in college as well. You got to understand that those coaches are getting paid hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars. They're truly not going to worry about your feelings. In high school, you get a coach that cares about you, that's still pushing you and yelling at you and getting on you, but also praising you. You just got to get mental toughness and understand that those livelihood as those college coaches, the higher you go up, the more it's a business and they need you to produce. So get out of your feelings and produce. That's all it is. Get in the gym, stay into it, understand the words they're saying, not the tone. And that's one big thing with my young guys I had to do at DuBois, same with any other program as well, is I had to learn as coach too, not to always yell. It made me better because with them being younger, they're going to understand tone more than they're going to get the words. So I'm going to yell sometimes, but then in other times I'm gonna talk in a calm voice so you guys can understand that I'm understanding that we're gonna be fine. Let's do these corrections. I'm calm. You should be calm. But to answer your question, love the game of basketball. Be a gym rat. Understand you need to be coachable, and then listen to the tone. Not to the tone. Listen to the words, the message that the coach is saying. Don't worry about how they're producing it, how they're giving it to you, how they're presenting it to you.
And I'm a piggyback on that before I go to my question. So how hard is it? Because, this generation is different. Being that you graduated in 2000, I'm 90s. Things is different. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a lot of these kids, and don't get me wrong, we got some gym rats, but we got a lot that are not
Correct.
gym rats, but think they can go to the league. How has what kind of method have you got with that? Because if you was a go getter going hard, doing whatever, and you trying to get this to your team to do this, and you got some that's probably not, and you got some that, okay, I get it, I never did it. How do you work that out, man?
All right, great question. So I was another guy as well. I earned everything that I got. I was never one of the top guys. I could always play, but even going to junior college, I had to work. When going to Division II, I had to work. Continue to play. When I did some semi-pro stuff, I had to work. So I'm a gym rat, and I'm gonna be totally honest. I'm blessed. I have some basketball players at DuBois. They're young, but they love playing basketball.
Great.
The only problem with it, like I said, I got a level of young guys, and my main core guys that are gym rats that are in that 9th grade and that 10th grade class. And then I got some guys that have to get to that level. So we're like real high up here and then just starting to play the game. So really just motivating those guys and understand. But like I said, I'm blessed. I got some 9th grade guys that love being in the gym. We talk about Brandon Heath, who is one of my main guys, as one of my point guard sophomores. He's a blessed to have, meaning taking care of the basketball, scoring, gym rat, motivating, being a true leader. When I talk about Kel Ogletree, Gerard Brown, Fernandez Wright, those young guys as 9th graders, always in the gym. They'll call me and say, Coach, can we get in the gym? If not, they're at the YMCA. If we're getting shots up and stuff and skill development, like those guys are gym rats. And, not to take anything from any other guys, but working hard from Kenyon Sykes, who's one of our guys who just came off a knee injury, who loves to be in the gym. He's getting there. Other guys are getting mentally tough and learning that the only way you're going to be successful is being in the gym. But I got some really good young leaders. I wish they had some juniors and seniors to beat them up in practice and stuff like that. But they're truly buying into it. They're becoming gym rats. They were gym rats before I got them. Now they're taking it to a whole nother level because they're seeing they have an opportunity to play at the next level.
And and I'm gonna get to my question though, Dondi. I swear I will. But the thing about it is, we done had a couple of guys on our polls, man. So we definitely see that they working and they doing their thing, and I love it because they're youngsters.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be a senior. You don't have to be a junior, 5-star, whatever rank, stuff like that. You put in bids, you're going to get noticed, and we definitely do that on the show. So let me ask you this.
Any time to grow.
Yeah, plenty of time.
Yes,
How
sir.
do you have your players work on the mental part of the game?
Main part is the first you start off with is watching film. So, Coach, we have our huddle set up. I have Coach Tony. He's one of the main ones that checks in on them every day to make sure guys are watching film. When we watch film, they have to pull up on KSAA, who are the top scorers, who are the top rebounders. Truly, when we watch film, understanding, knowing your matchups. We don't walk into any game just voila. Now, we have a reason of how we're going to attack them, how we're going to stop their top guys. So starting with watching film. And then it's certain times in practice that I tell them, and I truly get on them. I'm going to get on my leaders to, if you guys can take it, those other guys are going to be able to push through it.
Right.
And if you're going through the motion, I'm going to tell you about it because I'm going to need you on Tuesday and Friday. So we're not worried about your age. We're not worried about your age when I talk about Gerard Brown when you're putting up 32 points as a freshman. We're not talking about your age, Fernandez, right? When you're putting up 24 and 15 and you're top 50 in the state and rebounding as a freshman. Like, Kel Ogletree, we're not worried about you being young and using it as an excuse. You put 19 points up, same thing with Brandon Heath and all the other guys. We're not going to use it as an excuse how young you are when you're having success.
Right.
Now, you got to take it to another level. I'm not going to baby you. We're not going to baby you with that. Because, you're freshmen, you guys are sophomores, but you guys are being successful, so let's take it to another level. So focusing on just making sure all the small stuff that gets on their nerves, but it's going to make them better.
Right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, let's go a little different direction with this. But, Coach, what's your favorite post-game meal?
After them W's, I guess.
Right. Good old
Post-game
stuff.
meals. Man, that's a good question. I would say, so me and McQuell Coleman, we always got a meal that we usually sit down. We either go and bootleg barbecue is a big one that we'll have to celebrate our accomplishments. That's something that me and family will always do. Or honest, after a late day, I'll come on get some chocolate chip ice cream, throw a little milk in it, man, and watch some film, looking for the next game, watch some TV before bed. Because I truly, I have to make sure my young guys are motivated. If I'm not giving energy, then they're not going to do it because they haven't truly got it all the way yet of playing hard every particular possession. So usually after that, I'm drained. So it's usually a little snack or something and then head on the bed.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Good stuff.
Coach Alexander, what's been your proudest moment as a coach so far?
Man, good question. Proudest moment. I would say truly just how much I challenge our guys. I get on them with me being at the building in WB DuBois, pushing them academically, making sure they're on it with being in class on time, being respectful, coming to practice, and being that. I guess you would say getting on them if you're not at practice, you got this consequence. If you late to class, you got this consequence. The proudest moment is just like my birthday coming up December 27th, and all the guys reaching out to me and showing me love and showing that I can give them that tough love and still have fun with them. And I don't walk down the hallway and nobody doesn't say anything to me because they're afraid of me. Like I never wanted to be that coach that I'm a right is right, wrong is wrong guy. Like, man, you're doing great. I'm going to praise you, man. If you're not, I'm going to just let you know about yourself. How can we correct it and let's get better? It's not always going to be with force, but I have to tell you about it. For you to be a young man going out in this world and understand the consequences to our actions, I'm not doing my job as a coach. I'm not doing my job as a mentor, as a teacher, if I'm not telling you when you're in the wrong. And I tell you, I do it because I love you. So my proudest moment would be birthday coming around and the amount of love that previous players from AAU, from other schools that I coached at, from J-Town, Shawnee, Seneca, Manual, and then my DuBois guys showing me love, texting, messaging me, and telling me how much they appreciate me.
Good stuff.
That's good stuff.
Yes,
Good
sir.
stuff. Good stuff. I mean, all right. So hearing your coaching style, I'm loving everything you're coming with. I mean, everything. So, who is your favorite coach and why?
Favorite coach, man. That's a good one. I would say always my favorite one has to come. So I got two. So favorite one has to go once again McQuell A. Coleman. Just because he gave me my first opportunity, like giving me an opportunity to get into the high school realm when we started at Shawnee High School, giving me a bigger role as a varsity assistant. And then me and him being there from day one, from going to J-Town to Seneca to Manual, and him giving me freedoms to be in certain rooms where with the AD when it comes to scheduling and fundraising, he wasn't a coach that held me back at all. He was like, man, you want to be a head coach. I'm going to give you everything. And he gave me the knowledge, information. So when day one hit, when I was at DuBois, I was hitting the ground running. Like I knew what to do. He helped prepare me to be the coach that I am. and allowed me to once again coach freshmen, get input in varsity, give him new plays that I might see, defensive adjustments, and just
Mm-hmm.
let me see that my stuff can work. So I would say all love to McQuell Coleman at Manual. They having a great season this year. I'm proud of him and all the guys there as well. But I would say him. And then my junior college coach, he was a guy that pushed me so hard as a point guard. I was ready to come home my freshman year. But he was one of them that put so much confidence in me my sophomore year as I was able to be a second team All-American. So freshman year, ready to quit because he was like, man, you're the point guard. And I would advance a ball up to a kid and somebody would shoot a dumb shot and he'll blame me. And I'm like, you shouldn't have passed him the ball. Know your person. He was one of those type of coaches.
know
that
who's the gunner.
yeah, he's like, man, that's on you as a point guard. So I coach my point guards hard when it comes to Jerry, when it comes to B, comes to Jaquay, all the point guards. I coach them hard because I'm like, you guys are truly the coach on the floor. Y'all gotta take control of it. Y'all gonna get the most freedom, and it's crazy because those 2 point guards, Brandon Heath and Gerard Brown, are leading scorers, and they lead us in assists, lead us in steals. So it's like you have the freedom, but you guys are going to lead if you're not communicating. So I would say those 2 coaches, Coach Hopkins, who's at Montgomery College, Rockville in Maryland, and then Coach Tony.
Tell your cuz when he come on the show, man. Yeah, man. You know his son, and I know that's your cousin too. He done, you know, we show him love too. We'll get both of them, but tell Coach Coleman because he's hell of a season and he rocked and rolled. Actually, we went to go check him out. The mayor and I went to check him out last year at Manu and stuff like that. But come on, Coach.
I'm proud of him. Me and him talk every day. Majority, man, just and he'll call me to see what adjustments I thought he should have made at a game.
Right.
I call him and see. So whenever I don't have a game, I still go and support him because it's family. You know, it's always family. We're gonna play this year, and I'm gonna compete to try to beat him. He gonna beat me. You know, he gonna compete to try to beat me, but it's family. So
that's what it's about. That's good stuff. Real good stuff. What was the best piece of advice anyone has given you about coaching basketball?
Like I said, the best piece of advice that was given to me was your best recruiters are the guys in your program. The way I treat the guys that are in my program right now we were able to fundraise money. So in our high school, because I want to prepare my guys to college. So our practices are set up like college, non-stop. You know, you have water bottles on the side, you know, constant movement, constant communication, high effort and intensity. And then, you know, watching film piece, guys that got an opportunity to go to unofficial visits, building those rapport with those guys, fundraising for jogging suits for them with the new program that we have. And then we do in our weight room situation, we fundraise so guys get snacks after school. So they get an opportunity to get the peanuts, you know, the Gatorades, the waters, and stuff like that. Just like you would do when you go to a Division I school or Division II, those guys have all access to those type of proteins and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and stuff like that. So I think if I do right by those guys, people see growth in those guys. Their numbers are up. Their academics, their GPA is up. You know, they walk around with their chest proud with being a part of the boys, even with all the adversity that we have with not having any home gyms, no home games. We got to ride to, you know, no school facility that has all our brothers and so much adversity they're dealing with. But if they're proud about the boys, then they're recruiters for kids in the future that want to come to the boys middle. And then they're recruiters for guys in the future that they're not happy in their situation at another high school and they want to come to the boys high school.
Make sure you guys, we got Coach Alexander, WEB, the boys head basketball coach, talking about his program. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Go ahead, Dondi, my phone.
Y'all good. So, Coach, what do you think makes a good coach?
I think really, if you're a really good coach, I don't really think it's an X and O's type thing. It's understanding your players. I think a really good coach understands how he can get the best out of his players, understands his players' strengths. And then one thing that I had a conversation with my guys is understanding what are their particular goals? Like, what do you want to do? Do you just want to have a basic high school career where you're just a part of a team? Or do you want to be 1,000 point, 500 rebounds, 500 assists guy? Do you want to go Division 2, NAIA, Division 1? Like, what's your particular level? Because I'm going to coach you to your level. If you're telling me you want to go to college, I'm going to coach them all. If you're on the floor, you know your expectation. But I have high expectation for a kid that tells me he wants to go Division 2, Division 3, NAIA, any type of college level. If you say you want to play college basketball, then I have to nitpick. I have to make sure you're getting pushed, and I got to make sure you're uncomfortable. That's the only way you're going to get better. If practices are boring and you're not getting pushed and you walk out there and you're not sweating, then that means I haven't done my job. So pushing my kids to a whole nother level, I think it's a trait of a really good coach, understanding how to get the best out of your young men, and then making adjustments in games. Making adjustments in games is a huge thing.
Huge.
X's and O's. That could be switching up a lineup. Making adjustments is a game changer.
Huge.
Love the answer. Love it.
Yeah, big time. What's your look? Nobody's watching the show, man. It's just us. It's just
That's
us. It's just
Right.
us. Even though I want 1,000,000 people watching it, but it's just
Yeah.
us.
Yes, sir.
What's your favorite? You ain't got to give you your tip top favorite, but what's your favorite play to run, man? It could be set, whatever set.
Favorite set. I really don't have one. I would say I gas. Like I 41 motions when we space and play, and I love my guards. I love my guards. I got confidence in my guards being able to beat that first guy and then make the right read. So that's giving them freedom to just play the game of basketball in 41. I tell them what I call go bop, man. One move, go by, go bop, go make a play. If they don't stop, you go get a bucket. If so, drop it out to your brothers and just make the right read. So that's giving them those freedom. And then I would say 32 motion. I got some guys of size that's been working, and that gives us an opportunity to get some buckets. Fernandez Wright, he's one of the freshmen that guys are gonna hear his name for a while. He's a hungry young man. I'm so happy that I was able to keep him from some of them other schools coming after him because
I bet, coach.
he's gonna be a special one. Inside out guy. I told him his 8th grade year, man, you playing in the post right now, and I'm gonna let you shoot your threes and stuff like that. But with me being a skill developing, I said, man, your freshman year is gonna be the transition. He's picking it up off the break, starting the break at 6'6", 6'7", shooting the three, one dribble pull up, inside out. I said, man, your sophomore, junior, senior year is when you're just gonna be comfortable, and it's time to rock and roll out in that perimeter. So,
Yes, sir.
yes. And it's really just preparing for him for the next level. Because if you don't continue to grow, man, you're 6'6", 6'7", you need to be a shooting guard, small forward. You got to be on the wing.
Right.
Like I said, being a skill development. He's working on his ball handling. He's doing a good job with that. So, like I said, with my guards, Gerard Brown, like I said, freshman leading us in scoring, 21 a game, top 50 in the state. Brandon Heath, almost 15 a game, and then Kel Ogletree. Like I said, I love my guards. Those guys can score the basketball at a high level.
Love it.
Yes, sir.
Lovely. So, Coach, let me ask you, what do you think the biggest challenge is in basketball these days?
My biggest challenge, like we talk about, is always retaining kids, man. Guys, right now, I always say because we are so young that those middle schoolers need to get away and go somewhere else. But a lot of times, man, we need freshman, JV, and varsity to actually flourish. Like I want it back to like we say in 2000. I'm at Mayo, and we had pride in our freshman class being 30-1. Like we had pride in that. Like you didn't say I'm going to this school, and if I'm not playing varsity, I'm not playing. No, you wanted to dominate freshman, JV, and varsity. Right. And for some reason now it's really just all varsity and stuff. Like I said, I'm happy. Once again, we won the freshman tournament this year. Having those 4 guys stay. We had some other brothers decide to go to other schools, and I wish them the best. It's no knock to any of those young men that decided. But my main thing is I was excited that our guys were able to beat a Trinity who has an opportunity to recruit, you know what I'm saying, in Indiana and prep school. I mean, they can who in the Catholic schools, and you can do Jefferson County. So you get in the pool from everybody, and we're able to beat a team like that. Those type of things, if we just stay together, how powerful the boys is. So my main thing is retaining young men, not letting people get in their ear and say, man, you go here, you'll get a bigger role. You go here, you can do this. All the teams, Warren Central of last year, those guys are in the county. They played together, and they've been together for 4 or 5 years. I'm retaining my guys, keeping them into that junior year. And not nobody getting, no one getting in their ear telling them they can have a bigger role. And me showing them and our coaches showing them that we can get you to college at that particular.
Right. Dondi, you ought to be happy a little bit too, man. You went to Male 9th grade year.
I was
I gonna kick me out,
my
man.
junior year. I was there in
Well,
92.
Okay, with 92 with me a little bit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So this,
I was
you
there
know,
in 92.
okay.
Yeah.
So have a little pride, man. Goodness,
I
mean,
Dondi.
I
I
went
know,
there.
I know where you graduated, but come on,
Right.
man.
What
I went
happened? What happened?
I was there visiting. Let's just say that. I was there visiting.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
You was at Brook and Breck, baby. You're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
Well,
You're good.
no, I opened.
No, you was you was. That's right. Because 92, I was the first class to graduate out of the new mill.
Okay.
Yes, I went there. Well, I actually went there the 91, 92 year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I graduated in 93, and that was the year, Preston opened over there. That campus opened. First year. Yep.
Yeah, I
Stepping off-
graduated from the first year at Preston. Yeah. I graduated from here.
They busted you out or something?
Yeah, we
Wait
not
a
gonna get
minute, wait a
Me and
minute.
make decisions. Okay. That's
Done,
all I got.
done.
All right, me and make decisions.
Don D said he was.
Done.
And the thing is, Mel told me the same thing.
We're going off the rails, guys. Hold on, let's get back on track here. That's good. So, Coach, goodness gracious. So, Coach, how do you manage pressure during a game?
I think any type of pressure, you always got to take a deep breath. Making sure, is this an opportunity that I need to go to the highest level? I do need to calm down, and then go into those adjustments that we say. I told my guys, and I tell them all the time in practice, if you guys come into the huddle and you see me calm and I'm not erratic and I'm not yelling, that should give you peace. That should give you some calm within your game as well. So I think as being a coach, I just got to model. I have to model. If I'm not, there's times I'm going to be spazzing because if our guys are not looking like we supposed to look. But in key moments, I'm learning, even with being a young coach, I'm learning that if I'm calm, they're going to be calm. And that my assistant coach, Coach Mack, tells me all the time, my young guys, the team, they love playing for me. They love playing for us. So understanding that going positive a lot of times for younger guys is a lot better than turning down, coaching hard. So knowing my players.
Good stuff.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Dondi, do me a favor. Skip that one and just go to the one after that.
I was
That's
thinking
fine.
that.
I've been talking too much. My bad, John. I'm sorry.
No, because you already.
No.
No, you already.
I'm having fun.
No. You already answered, man. We ain't gonna just keep on like a rope. So you good. Ain't nothing wrong. Ain't no time limit on this one. We good.
Oh, okay, got you.
So, Coach, what do you think sets basketball apart from other sports, though?
I think with basketball one, in our team, we have a lot of football guys that have came over and been playing basketball one. I would say conditioning. You got to be in real good shape to play basketball, nonstop, running and conditioning. I think the skill set, we got a lot of guys that are tough. You can play defense, but it's truly a challenge with putting that ball in the hole. So I would say that puts it different than other sports as well. And I think they talk about how basketball is poetry in motion. I love the creativity of it. You can do it a lot in football when you spin a little bit and jump over some people. But I just think Basketball, when it's moving and guys are doing your doopy doos, your dunks, your nice dribbles, knocking down shots. I think it's one of the games where you can play with a lot of emotion, and that's gonna help take your team to another level.
No, that's good stuff.
Yeah,
Now
yes.
this was right. This is right in your wheelhouse, coach. This
Okay.
is definitely there.
Okay.
What drills do you think is essential for developing players?
Main thing is we're in a miss or make era, miss or make league. We had a game early in the year. We lost a close one to Eastern, who's having a really good season. We were up in that game with about 2 minutes to go, and we missed some shots. So form shooting is a huge one. Form shooting and truly spot shooting, knocking down shots. Everyone can make a shot, try off the bounce. But I think drills are really form shooting, so you can knock down open shots. And then also spot shooting is a great drill. And I'm big on skill development. I never on skill development do we teach combination dribbles. I say if you can truly know how to double cross, you can between cross, you can between behind, you can create your own combinations. Reading your defense, you don't have to walk into a dribble move and say I'm gonna hit them with these three combinations. If you're training correctly, you should be able to master the basics. And that's anytime you watch a college game, I think more basics is more than anything, knowing, mastering the basics. And that's what the greats do. They do the basics really well. So I would say form shooting and a lot of shots up, knocking down shots.
Cool.
Got to make those shots. Exactly. All right. So let's ask you this: what defines a successful season for a team? For a team, in your opinion?
I would always say just getting better. In whatever aspects. I'm big on goals. I talk with my coaches a lot about 3 to 4 game increments. Like our goal this year, and before Christmas break was one to either, excuse me, tie our wins from last year, and make it to the LIT. That was our two goals that we had. We were able to, get 8 and 11. So we tied our wins from last year before Christmas break. We didn't make it to the LIT just because I'm still proud of the guys. We started at 38th, the bottom last year, because we had no history. So we started at the bottom, and then we moved all the way up into 20. We skipped 18 teams in a year and a half, and that's unheard of.
Right.
So we barely missed it this year. If we had a couple of those key victories, we could have got to it. But really, to answer your question, getting better. And right now, if it's field goal percentage, if it's turnovers down, if it's wins, making it further. If you're a team that's in the district in the region and you were second in the district, now you want to win it to get into the region. I think any other goals, if you set those goals early and you meet them, is a successful season.
It's good stuff. That's big time good stuff. Coach, you like I said earlier, you into all kinds of stuff. Hey, you leagues, this kind of stuff. So this is a home run for you right here.
Yes, sir.
What do you think makes a great basketball player?
I would say first I would say is a skill set. So having a great skill set, you can't knock it. A motor would be number 2.
Mm,
So playing hard, because we talk about if you can stop a team. Sometimes your shots are off if you can defend. One thing my coach Mac always talks about, it starts with defense, and when we're defending at a high level, if that player can defend and they take pride in defense, I think that'll make a really good player. And then if you're talking about a high school kid getting ready for college, a guy that can, when that 10-second shot clock's on, if you can create a play for yourself and others, I think that's big time. So I guess you got to be coachable. So that's 4, I would say. Having a good skill set, being coachable, being able to make a play for others, and then having a motor.
I love it. Definitely love that motor because you see too many kids that don't, and they got all the skill set in the world. You're like, hey man, you got to keep going, brother. You got that motor.
Gotta
Do
get
not
going.
stop.
Yes, sir. Because it's a guy out there that's playing harder. And I tell my guys, man, it's only fun when you're winning. So we got to make sure we're playing hard and we compete and we can look cute when we're on the bench. You know,
Right,
not on the court. We gotta be dogs. So.
right.
Right. So with that great player that you talk about, what
Mhm.
role does practice got to do with it? What role does his practice play?
Man, practice is so important. I think they have to be the leader. One saying that I always say that they say the coach, the point guard, and the best player can never have a bad practice. That's a quote that they always talk about. So as a best player, you have to bring it every single day. You have to show it because those guys that are not the better player, you may be a gamer, you may be able to turn it on during game time, but can those other 7 guys, 8 guys in your rotation do it? And if they haven't prepared, you're going to be out there by yourself, and they're not prepared because they're following your lead. They're trying to turn it on during the game time, and they can't do it. So I
Mhm.
think bringing it every day in practice, pushing your brothers, showing your dominance, so then when the lights come on, it's just consistent.
I love it. Hey, Coach Alexander WEB, the boys is on her. He is just giving us the 411, doing his thing. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, comment, do all that kind of stuff. Real quick before I go into my last question for you, and I know Dondi got one. Then we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. But I got some interesting things. Let me see. We got a first time listener on here, Benji Banks, first time listener. Thank you, Benji, for doing that. But this right here, I'm about this because Mark has been definitely always tuned in to the show. But he's got a question for you on this one. And let
Okay.
me see. And he says that basically, will the boys in PRP have a makeup game since they didn't get to play Tuesday?
Yeah, so I've sent over information to the coach to try to get another game. We were trying for Wednesday. They canceled the games. He didn't want to play Thursday because they have a game against Faraday on Friday, getting ready for his district. So we will revisit it and see what opening dates that we have. Next week, I got back to back to back, so it won't be next week because we have Doss, we have Moore, and we also have Butler. So we have some heavy hitters coming up next week. So it'll be hopefully in the next couple of weeks, but we will send it back out.
Okay. Definitely got to get Coach Kinley and WEB, the boys, for real. Big
Yeah.
time. So check this out. Now this is gonna see what's going on, Coach. We're
Okay.
gonna know what we're really dealing with. You know,
Okay.
what are some of your weaknesses as a coach?
Um, as of right now, I would say my weakness is, and I'm working on it, is delegating to my assistants more. Um, just because last year it was teaching them, what I wanted my system to look like from middle school to high school. This year is making sure that we're getting better on it. So I'm doing a better job of in practice delegating when we do our post guard split. So guards on one end, post on the other. But I'll never be one of those coaches that just sit back and let another coach. I love the game of basketball too much, so I always have to have my hands in it and up and motivating and correcting because we're in a blessed situation, a great situation right now. And I tell my guys all the time, my freshman JV and varsity, we all practice together at Canaan. So it's not like a freshman JV over here and then a varsity only practice here. And I tell the guys all the time, especially those freshman guys that are new to basketball, is that any other program you go to, you may not even talk to the varsity coach or be in there practicing until your junior, senior year.
Right.
You're getting varsity practice, coaching, talking with the coaches and assistants every single day. So you have no choice but to get better. So one thing I would say is delegating more, and that'll come, I think, in time. Taking more weight off my shoulder because I think it's the Capricorn in me. If you ain't gonna do it right, I don't want you to do it. I'll do it
I'll do it
myself.
myself. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that'll be one of the main ones. I do take the input on my coaches when they have input on certain things. I take that in, but just delegating and giving them more freedom.
Real quick, Coach, before Dondi does his last question, who are your assistant coaches?
So in the varsity, I got Coach Mac, who McAllister, great guy. He's assistant football coach at Ballard. He's been with me for 2 years. I got Coach Milan, so Tony. He has been in varsity girls basketball at Central for multiple years. He helps out. Those two are my varsity assistants. I got Antonio Sloan, who's my freshman coach. Um, he went to St. X. He's been doing a great job with our freshman guys. And then Coach Landis Bellamy. He was one of the guys that I had to do like McQuell Coleman. Coach Bellamy, I coached him when I was an assistant at J Town, and I told him, I said, when I get a job, I need you to come over and help out with my guys. He's doing a great job in the JV. And then my 8th grade is Coach Mosey. So he is my 8th grade head coach. I got Coach Taylor, so Antoine Taylor, who used to play at Eastern. Basketball minds in my middle school, and then we got Coach O'Neill, who's been at DuBois since 2017, great assistant coach who helps with our 6th grade and our 7th graders. So a lot of basketball minds that can teach those guys the right way.
Okay, cool.
Love it. So to roll off the last question,
Mhm.
what are some of your strengths as a coach, though?
I would say getting my guys to play hard, play with confidence, giving them confidence to play the game of basketball, giving them freedom with me playing the game of basketball, helping them make the game a little bit easier. So being able to teach it, and I would say skill development. I don't think any coach you're not gonna truly get a guy better if you're not skill developing. Since last year, it's always been 30-70 when it comes to early in the year, we'll skill develop, and then 70% we're trying to run our system or we're getting our system going in practice. Now we're in 70-30. Our system's already in, so 70% of the time we're skill developing. 30% of the time we're just refining what we have and getting better with our X's and O's. But I need you to get better with your ball handling, with your jump shots, with your defensive principles, with rebounding, with your explosiveness, with finishing around the rim. So skill development is one thing I've been doing for years. I haven't had an opportunity to get back to training with building block instruction. That was my training LLC business that I did because I get my training in with our middle schoolers and high schoolers so much. But eventually I'm going to get back to that as well once I find time.
I like that. So before, as we wrapping it up, we had a question. Marcus Taylor said, "Do you have any players? Do any players have offers or interest? Any, basically any college coaches have they reached out to you? Anything or?"
Yeah. So well, right now our key guys, sophomores, we got Brandon Heath. He's been communicating with EKU, so he's had communications with them. We're going on that unofficial visit. He's going to be probably one of our main guys that they get the first ones going because he is the older ones. College coaches can't talk to the 2027s right now.
Right.
So even though Gerard Brown leading us in scoring 21 a game, second in assists and second in steals, and then Fernandez Wright averaging almost a double-double, 15 and 9, so top 50. Those guys will eventually get it. We have unofficials lined up for Bellarmine already. We were supposed to do WKU last weekend, but because of the weather, we were unable to do that. So they're going to continue to get those views and their calls, but I believe that more will be coming when they're sophomores and juniors, but we'll get them, especially next year when they become sophomores. College coaches will be able to come into our gym and actually watch practice and stuff like that.
Coach, I'm gonna give you an opportunity to sell your program. So if I'm a player and I'm looking for a home,
Yes, sir.
why should I come to WEB DuBois and play for you?
One thing, as you see, my team needs depth, so an opportunity to get on the floor. It's a lot of freshmen, sophomore guys. If you focusing on skill development, you want a coach that's gonna give you freedom, become a gym rat, stay in the gym. Also, if they handle business like they're supposed to, we're gonna have the newest built school and gym facility since Ballard in 30-something years. So you get a chance to play in front of a new facility, state of arts when it comes to our classroom. You have a coach that, once again, has the connections through AAU with college coaches so that you can get a chance to get exposure, even if you don't play for my AAU program. I'm going to fight for my players that are in our actual program to get seen by college coaches. And then having an opportunity to get skill development. If you want to get better, we're going to make sure you're focusing on skill development so you get better. I'm not going to tell you to run my system and go to this particular spot all the time. I want to see how can your skill set get better to get more freedom. Those will be my keys. And I'm real big on if you want an opportunity. I will never tell a kid you come here you're gonna start because we compete every day in practice. That's your way to play. I will never lie to a young man and tell him you come here you're gonna automatically start. Everything is earned and everything. And if you want it, you'll go and take somebody's minutes.
What's your AAU program again?
Kentucky Hoop Dreams. Yes, sir. It's out of Lexington, Kentucky. Shout out to Coach Mike Scott. Appreciate him.
All right, Coach, look. It's time to give the thanks and praise to everybody's been in your corner, man. The floor is yours.
Man, first I always gotta thank my mom, Angela Alexander.
Shout out moms.
Yeah, she's always one of my biggest supporters. She's been at the majority of all the games. You'll hear her yelling. I love her support. She's been there while I was playing for LaCunta Farmer, giving me an opportunity. Like I tell guys all the time, I'm blessed. For 2 years, I interviewed for 9 high school coaching jobs, wanting an opportunity. And LaCunta Farmer and other guys gave me an opportunity to show what I can do. And I'm blessed with these young men. Every kid in my program, every young man in my program, from 6th grade all the way up, I appreciate them just giving us an opportunity to continue to pour into them and allowing me to pour into them on the courts. With my principal, Dr. Hunter, giving me an opportunity, once again, to be in the classroom with our young men, build that rapport with them, and also giving me the resources that I need, along with LaCunta Farmer, to try to build and create this program. I would say my son, Gerard Brown, love him, man, for buying in to what we got going on. I took him out of Newburgh once I got the job to come over with DuBois. He likes to dress down. He was going to be going to Manual if I didn't get a head coaching job, and he's actually just been buying in for me. And then specifically, I always talk about Brandon Heath, Adelius, and Javian. Those were my freshman guys that decided my first time that they were going to stay, and they didn't decide to leave. I appreciate them. I'm indebted to them. Along with that freshman group just buying in because they chose to stay. Other guys can see that it's okay and it's good to stay. And then the other people are saying the same thing. I got a lot more all the staff in our middle school because they're communicating. They're there. I get a chance to pop into it because we're in 2 different buildings, and I can pop into the middle school and make sure they're there. All my middle school coaches, everyone that's invested in me. Yeah, man, so many more for Canaan Christian Church, Dr. Malone, for giving us an opportunity to practice in that gym and give us access to that gym, which is allowing our guys to get better. Anybody that's saying anything positive about the boys, because you can say negative about anyone. Our guys are working hard. They're putting in the work, and I appreciate them. So everyone that has anything positive to do with the boys.
Tell moms what's going on, especially from the Dallas. But mom, you missed the biggest connection. Them Bulldogs, mom. You can't miss that. Look, see that purple? See that purple H? That purple H. The mail is on her. That's always. But I'm about to get you a hat like this, Coach. I'm about to get you one of them Bulldog Market Will show.
Well, I ain't gonna be able to wear it, man. But I with my guys.
You gonna be able to wear it on the offsetting type. Okay. You can't wear it. Come on, come on. I got you.
The stuff, man. They gotta take it off. You can't be coming to practice with no.
You can't. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. But that's a keepsake anyway, because that's a special edition Mark and Will show hat.
Okay, I'll take it.
That kind of stuff, baby. Because I know you doing things. I know you rocking and rolling. I know. Hey, Farmer, Alexander, and Durant. Stop playing with me. I need that Auburn color. All that stuff y'all got. That girl, quit playing with me. I support y'all for real. But man, I'm gonna tell you what, man. It's an honor that you came on this show, man, and you are doing stuff from scratch. You are rocking and rolling. These kids is buying in. You guys is doing great stuff, man. Continue to do what you do. Continue to lead these young men because they need that. You know what I'm
It's
saying? Not just the basketball side, like you said. Hey, we got to teach them respect. We got to teach them everything. And what you're doing is powerful. So never forget that, man. And that's why we want men like you on the show to get it out. You know what I'm saying? Let them know that, hey, this is what's going on. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Everybody know about the heavy hitters and stuff like that. We know that. But this
Right.
show allows any and everybody to go ahead and tell their stories, talk about their program and all this kind of stuff, man. And I'm glad that I was able to hook up with you and get to know about you as a person, as a coach, and your program, man. And this is what it's all about. So I want to thank you for joining us tonight, man.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. It's an honor. So many people messaged me and told me, Miss Dobbs, who's actually, she told me, man, tell Will. I said, "Hi." So I can't forget that. Yeah, everyone told me, so it's an honor, and I appreciate it. And that's all I'm truly about, is getting our guys, because they're doing all the hard work. I'm just a person that, yeah, I'm leading them, but they're putting all the hard work in, they're showing up, and they're buying in. So I got a really good group of young men. I'm happy for the program in the future.
Hey, we'll get out there and watch you definitely this
Right.
year and
Mhm.
definitely support you, man. So hey, God bless, and we're gonna holler at you.
We
Appreciate you.
appreciate you. Appreciate you, Coach.
That's what it's about, Dondi. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking
Great,
about.
great interview with Coach. Great.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's great stuff, man. Because too busy, like I said, too many times we look at only certain programs that get the looks and wants. Man, he's 11-4, taking care of business. He's explained what he's doing, what he's battling. That's what it's all about, man. That's
Right.
great stuff.
I
It's,
like he's getting that team glued together from eighth grade on in middle school, and he's rolling with them. And I mean, you get to that point where they get to high school, they feel like family. I mean,
oh yeah,
they family. Yeah.
they know the system. They know all that.
Mhm.
It's all good. It's great love because that's what a lot of county schools been doing from every sport.
Years.
Years. And we need somebody else to do some stuff. So before we get off her, I got a little special. I got a little special thing for you guys. Somebody dropped a nugget for us, and we got to go ahead and address this. It's not so much that North Carolina beat Louisville. This is after the show. You know what I'm saying? We was able to watch it and stuff like that. But I want to go past that because real quick, do you know how many points that Withers had last night?
I can tell you.
Do you know?
15-10.
Somebody said that he probably get 15.
Yeah, you said I wasn't going to say nothing. You did say it. I
Ah.
said 15.
Hey man, it is what it is, and we know what's going on. But I want to address this before we get off her because we got a long weekend in football, and we'll definitely everybody get together for next week for our shows and stuff. But Coach Payne dropped this nugget, and I wanted to definitely get with you on this because basically, you're a season ticket holder and things like that. Basically, paraphrase, last year didn't count.
Right.
He got a question asked about comparing him from Hubert Davis, his year and his first year and stuff like that to his, and he said he inherited some stuff, all this kind of stuff. But basically, what he said last year didn't count. This is his first year.
Yeah.
How did you take that, man? How did that strike you?
Now, once I heard this, like deep last night, woke up again this morning to hear it again. And you just had to take it in. I'm like, okay, last year didn't count. He pretty much said inherited a broken team, even though he said a broken something.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, if last year didn't count, can I get my season ticket money back from last year? Can I get that refund, bro? Because it
Right.
didn't count. I mean, no games I went to counted. I mean, nothing counted then. But he
Nothing.
was like, well, if people know what I mean, some people might not. So I'm like, okay, this. And by last year, by that interview, just sounded like Kentucky interview. Just sounded like another interview that he went on, and it was praising North Carolina, praising
Mm-hmm.
them,
Mm-hmm.
talking about how much. And Davis, he's like, well, he inherited a team I wish I no. What he said was, I wish I would have inherited a team like he did,
Like he did.
like he did.
Like he
But
did.
Davis, uh, he was the coach there. I mean, assistant coach
Right.
for like a long time there. So I'm like, what is he trying to say? Like it just, oh man, his mind state though, his mind state is killing me now. I mean, it's all adding up. He keeps putting his foot in his mouth every post game interview.
Every.
Everyone. I mean, he has the mind state of we are already coming this game as losers. We are already coming into this game with a disadvantage. And
So Dondi, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. We're gonna take this. We're gonna take it. Like, okay,
right.
we're going up the ladder. We're going up the ladder. As if you're the AD and you hearing this guy constantly put his foot in his mouth, he's disrespecting the fan base, the university, the program. There's so many people that don't have big time money that season tickets or go travel to these games because it's Louisville and I want to do this. But he's telling you that this program ain't worth nothing. And it's kind of hard because you play for this program. Now, I remember him playing. Dude wasn't like no superstar.
No.
You wasn't. So let's just knock that out the park. Don't get caught up in that. But when you say I can't compete, I can't tell people who I'm recruiting because they're gonna steal it. We're not Kentucky. We're not Kansas. If I would have heard some people, well, those players that you lost with and only won 4 games, won more games with a coach that quit and an interim coach. What's the so when, as an AD, when do you step in and say, man, enough is enough? And I understand that people are like, well, bye, whatever, but dude is constantly disrespecting you because if you had that conversation with him and said, hey, don't even worry about last year, we're good. I'm gonna go ahead and get your third year. Like if you had that backdoor, I ain't gonna say backdoor because that's the conversation you had. Dude is basically saying that, hey man, that didn't even count. Don't even count that. And that could have been a conversation that you had with him to try to retain him. Say, hey, bro, I got you. I got the big wigs, the coach, the presidents, and everybody's fine. Dude needs a PR person in the worst way, and he's training. Because there's no after the comments he said last night, after the comments against Kentucky, he'd have been fired. But after the comments last night, dude, you gone. I'm sorry. I don't care. I don't care if Nolan, Danny, and the water boy, other assistant that he got from Oregon, all quit. All right, that's cool. I'll fill it with manager. I don't even care. I'll shut it down if I have to, because this is ridiculous that the dude constantly puts his foot in the mouth and it doesn't care.
No, just the way it looks. I mean, he just disregards as our program being as it the 6th greatest basketball program of all time.
Yeah,
It's been stated.
right.
Like he's been a part of it.
That's my thing. And you're constantly blaming the players. You're not taking accountability for your actions, your lack of coaching, all that stuff. Yes, they have played harder. I give you credit. They have played harder. They're not quitting. But, dude, they still a hot mess.
Oh man. I mean, when I looked this up though, and did some more research, and then it comes down. I mean, I had to go off the rail a little bit, but let's go to Kansas State. Jerome Tang.
Woo.
Jerome Tang got hired 3 days after Kenny Payne got hired.
Okay.
3 days. He got 10 transfers in, 3 recruits, or was it? It was 2 recruits. Matter of fact, he had a team with 14 wins the year before.
Right.
When he took over, he turned that 14-win team into 26 wins and an Elite 8 team. But yeah, Kenny has excuses to blame. Let's blame the players. Let's blame Johnson because he don't want to wear. He don't have the right leggings.
Tights. Yeah, he don't have them out. He don't have the right leggings to play ball, which was ridiculous for you to get it out. And then even go back, you had a recruiting class last year. So that whole team you did not inherit. You brought players in. And you could have kicked them all out if you thought they was trash and used that transfer portal like Tank. And this year is your team. This is your team. There's no more excuses, but you keep on moving the goalposts. You keep on moving the goalposts. And I think this is a disregard. Let me say it's a disconnect.
Right.
It's a disconnect from that guy to the university, to everything. Like you're basically telling everybody, hey man, don't expect to win nothing because they got more this and better this and that. How you losing to the Paul team that's only got 3 wins and probably won't win another game the rest of the season?
None.
I don't know, man.
I don't look. I don't know.
We don't know. All right, we can beat our heads on the ground on that one. We're done with that. Dondi, you got a big game this week, and we talked about it yesterday. You got the Niners and other stuff like that. Take care of business. Anything to leave the people with?
No, well, I mean, let's hope. You know, as in here in Louisville, let's hope this snow stays away, the ice, roads stay clear, get the kids in school, get them back home safely, and everybody going to work. I mean, let's accept, just making sure everything, the traffic and everything be
Safe.
good, and everybody makes it safe where they need to
Safe.
go.
Safe. Hey, thank you guys for joining tonight. Thank you guys for all the support you guys have given us. Continue, go ahead and share, follow, all the kind of stuff like that. We'll be back with some more great shows next week. We really appreciate you. And for Coach Alexander, no disrespect, I got the legacy for you. You are a Bulldog, and you rocked and roll. We know you're a Lion. We got you. But, hey, thank you for joining us, man. It was a great interview, and we out. Peace.
It's Market Wheel Show.
Market wheel. Yeah. What you know about them Bulldogs and them Panthers? Legacy. That's right. Legacy. That's right. Legacy. That's right. Legacy. Let's go.
What you know about this legacy? Wednesday night tuned in to this legacy. Mark and Wheel locked in on this legacy. Mel and PIP's in on this legacy. Let's go. What you know about this legacy? Wednesday night tuned in to this legacy. Mark and Wheel locked in on this legacy. Get your popcorn, I know you need this medicine. Let's go.